Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning. What's up? Let's see here. We're going toward that gap, dude. Big old gap from the overnight. Let's see if we're headed down there. Let's get the indicator fired up. Whoa. All right, everybody. What's going on? What up? The indicator is out. It's out, man. Indicator's released. You like it a lot? Oh yeah, it's out. I got an update that I'm gonna have to do after the stream here. I wanted to do it before, but I didn't have time. I do have one little update coming to it, but other than that, this is it now, man. It's a sell. I mean, yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Probably coming after this this new day opening gap, if I had to guess. Looks like a short. Looks like a short to me, buddy. What up, Not Spar? What's going on, buddy? Look at this, though. Look what happens if we turn on require Slade sauce. There's your short. Bang. Just had to turn on require Slade sauce to catch the short. Nobody knows what that Slade sauce is, buddy. Yeah, rinse and repeat. Aiden Cito said obvious shorts. Yeah, man, pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. All right, let's see if he's going to call out something else. I do like the shorts down to the new day opening gap down here. I think that looks good to come back and hit at some point. Got a new day opening gap. So let's watch out for that. New week opening gap, new day opening gap. Slade sauce is requiring a liquidity sweep? Not exactly. Not exactly. It's a little different. It's one setup that I look for in the inversions. It's a specific type of inversion setup. But yeah, it is a liquidity sweep, but it's also other things. So let me kind of explain it real fast. So like, it's a continuation inversion, basically, is what it is. The Slade sauce. So like, instead of taking the overall reversal up here, right, it will hold off on taking this main reversal because that's a little more risky, and then it'll go for the continuation. So once like, if it's going for shorts, it'll wait on a high to already be established, and then it'll wait on an internal liquidity sweep and try to catch the continuation down. That's what the Slade sauce is, pretty much. Took same trade, stopped to break even. Yeah, the indicator hit TP1 and then the rest stopped to break even on that one. Today so far on the setups where it takes pretty much every inversion, it's 15 and 7, where it takes pretty much every one, right? Because the minimum IFEG size, I have it pretty small here. It's not on auto. On auto, which goes based on the volatility, it's 3 and 2, but with a 2.5 R. All right, let's see here. New week opening gap is right down there, man. I think that's probably where it's headed. If you took this inversion short, dude, this is a really good setup right here. I think that looks phenomenal. Like, that is pretty much like, I'm glad the indicator took that for the Slade sauce one, because like, you got the high up here, you're gonna move down, boom, this is that pullback with the liquidity sweep to continue on down, it looks like. So if you took that short right there, that actually looks pretty good, right? Because that's that continuation inversion setup where you already have this high established, you get the move down, and then you get a pullback to sweep out some internal liquidity, and you got that inversion to the downside. All right, man. Let's see. Can the indicator call something else out today, though, is the question while we're on the stream. Let me see how this update looks, dude. I'm going to add it to the tester. Hang on, I'm adding it on the other computer over here. You sound like you're from Tennessee or Georgia? Yeah, I'm right on the Georgia line. Alabama, though. Alabama. All right, dude. Let me see how this update looks. It's not on there. Dude, we got the double whammy here. Boom, dude. It's on there. All right. Let me see if I can add it. I got a new update I'm working on here. Let me see. Tester. Boom, there it is. Got the trade alerts set up. Trade alerts down here. Would a 1 to 3 RR trade say 3 or 1.3? It would say 3. 3R. And then I also added to this one, skip if the first liquidity is taken. So if that break even point's taken, it should skip it. Should skip it if that first liquidity's taken right there. So just turn that on. Let's see how much that helps or not. Went from 19 and 8 to 17 and 7. I mean, it helps a little bit. All right. Let's see here. Let's see if we get another setup. Bro, by the way, check out Lucid, dude. Lucid's got daily, they're slow rolling out daily payout accounts, by the way. There's a soft launch. Go check it out. Go check and see. Nah, the code don't, nobody's code works on Top Step. But go check out Lucid, dude. Their accounts are pretty much like Top Step, even better. And now they're rolling out daily payout accounts. So you can get paid, you know, that's the big thing lately. The daily payout accounts. Now Lucid's coming out with them. They're trying to take over the prop game, dude. They're trying to take over. Let me see if this works. Add alert. It hit the supply. It's a sell. It looks like a sell to me too. It looks like it's rolling over. Probably toward this new week opening gap down here, new day opening gap. So the market opened up last night with a huge gap. It closed right there on Friday and then opened up here on Sunday. Huge gap. And then we kind of just been hanging around here all night, kind of worked our way up. And now we're starting to roll. So we swept out the previous day high up here, and now it looks like we're starting to roll over. So are we about to roll down to this new week opening gap? That's the question here. That's the question. Let's see, is the indicator gonna fire here? Not yet. On the 5 minute, it's got a short called out here. Let's see if that works. Hey, it did work. Skip if first liquidity taken. So this is what I just added in the update. Skip if first liquidity taken. So you can see here on the 5 minute chart, it's already taken out this first low by the time this inversion set up. So if you don't want it to take trades like this where it's already taken that first low, you can tick on skip if first liquidity is taken. And you can see there, it don't take it now. So pretty cool little feature. Is this indicator promoting? I mean, hey, I just finished it up. So yeah, I'm gonna promote it, dude. I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna use it. I made it so I can use it. Cool, Ray. Yeah, it's released. Like, dude, I'm thinking about adding a bias thing too, because right now I wouldn't want to be taking any longs, to be honest with you. Personally, we got a new day opening gap, new week opening gap down here. But I also have it on the smallest one, so you can turn it on auto. Auto will only take the obvious inversions. Auto, and if you turn on skip, should be pretty good. Going long? I wouldn't go long, dude. I would not go long. Hey, the alert's working. I got an alert on my phone. All right, dude. So you can see here on this one, you see where it says PDA delivery? It says it's delivering from a 15-minute fair value gap. So on the 15-minute chart here, look, you got this 15-minute bearish gap delivering from this 15-minute bearish gap. So that's what it's marking out there. Pretty nice, pretty cool. Delivering from a 15-minute bearish gap. Dude, I went and saw the Odyssey last night. It was off the chain, buddy. If you haven't seen the Odyssey, we went and saw it in IMAX. It was sweet. The Odyssey. Yo, Breben. Funny how that works, isn't it? Funny how that works. Ford DX. I saw a video about that. That's crazy. I would have wanted the seat in that. They had the water shooting up and like the everything was like their chairs were rocking and stuff. Yeah, the Ford DX looked crazy. Odysseus. Yeah, he was going off. He was going off in that movie. Dude, and I don't want to ruin it, but the end there was crazy with his wife. How she kind of like knew. I felt like she knew, if you know what I'm saying. So you in the trade? Nah, I don't trade pre-market. This is just testing out my indicator. Just released it. Just released the IFBG Pro Plus indicator. So just testing it out here. Me too, Cyborg. It was all part of the plan, though. It was all part of the plan. It's inside of this bearish gap here now, man. Is it going to reject the bearish gap and continue to fall? Or is it about to pump? Is it about to pump? Yeah, Cyborg. I've been trading with prop firms since 2023. With futures prop firms. The 5 minutes in a short, the 1 minute in a long. Let's see, man. Depending on if you trade the 5 minute or the 1 minute, you got contradicting things here. The 5 minutes saying shorts, the 1 minute saying longs. How much you spend on evaluations? About 100,000. But that's still pretty good. That's still pretty good, man. If I could spend 100,000, make 500,000, Do it all the time. Yo, what up, Trader 007? Yeah, I'm in the US. Would you take the 5 minute or 1 minute? I mean, if you want to be smart, right, you shouldn't really take either one of these right now, right? If the 5 minutes printing a short setup and the 1 minute's printing a long setup, that's contradicting. You really want them to be printing the same thing. So if the 5 minutes in a short and the 1 minute's in a long, right, they're unbalanced right now. So neither one of them are really that great, either B and then the 5 minutes a C. Now, to be honest, I do like the shorts. I do like the overall shorts lower, but you got to understand that even if you like the shorts down to this new week opening gap, there's nothing stopping it from just manipulating up and then eventually coming down here, right? So like, yes, I do want to see this area down here get taken, but this thing could play around and it could sit up here and then eventually fall off. It could like wait until the open, all kind of stuff going on, right? So I do like the shorts down, but I'm not saying it can't pop up, you know, do some manipulation stuff and all that. But you gotta think, look at the 15 minute, right? The 15 minute, you got a bearish gap here now. You broke below this low. You've got a bearish 15 minute gap here. I do favor the shorts more, right? Now, look, it could come back up here, right? Because you have this big bearish 15 minute gap here. So it could come back up inside of this 15 minute gap and then reject to the downside anywhere up here. But overall, I do like shorts, right? Because of this big bearish gap here. So like, as long as you stay up below this gap, the shorts look good. We're trading NASDAQ NQ. NQ. But like, does that make sense, guys, about how, yes, I think it's going to go lower, but you have a big bearish gap here, so it could go higher and just hang around in this big bearish gap and then eventually fall lower? Cyborg, you're not wrong, buddy. You're not wrong. How are people gonna find out that I trade in the New York session if I don't go live or make videos? You gotta understand that, right? If I just traded, if I never posted anything or I never went live, nobody would know that they can trade with me in the New York session. So you're not wrong. But I mean, you have to understand also that I'm a profitable trader. I'm sitting here on a free live stream in the mornings. And I mean, if you're smart, you would ask questions if you're not profitable. But if you just want to sit on here and hate, you know, that's fine too. I mean, I don't care, right? I'm still going to be making money. How long it took you to become profitable? Well, let me just say like this. I started in 2018. There was a lot of gaps taken because I would win and then I would lose a lot and then I would stop for a few months. I would come back And then in 2023, I started trading with futures prop firms, and that completely changed it. The consistency rule, I would say, was the biggest factor, right? The consistency rule made me take base hits. I stopped going for those big, huge wins, and I just started taking base hits. And ever since then, it's just, that's what helped it, to be honest with you. So 2023, but I started in 2018. Quick brief about the strategy you use. Yeah, so I basically use fair value gaps and inversion fair value gaps. So in this case right now, we have a big bearish gap sitting up here. And then I also use a lot of discretion. So like we have a big bearish gap sitting up here. I know we have a new week opening gap sitting right down here. These new week opening gaps like to get hit, right? A lot of the times these new day opening gaps, new week opening gaps, at some point these like to get hit. So I'm already favoring the shorts, right? Now we have a big bearish gap sitting up here, right? This is a bearish gap. It's supposed to act as a resistance, right? If it was bullish, it acts as support, but this is a bearish 15-minute gap. So it should act as a resistance. So basically what I would be looking for is shorts anywhere inside of here. You see how this candle right here tapped into that 15-minute bearish gap and dropped off? That would have been a move that I would have wanted to catch, is this candle right here. The first tap into the bearish gap, right? So let's go back and look at this candle and see if there was any kind of setup on this one right here, on a tap into that 15-minute gap, because that is something that I would have liked to take there. That would have been right here, right? So this was the first tap into the 15-minute bearish gap right here. So then I would look for an inversion, right? So I'd drop down to the lower time frame and I'd wait on a bullish gap to get inversed. Here's a bullish gap right here. See, you got the bullish gap. Well, really, you could mark it out like this right here. Sometimes you got two in a row, but in this case, there's only one. So as soon as this closed below, right, it kind of closed far away. So it's kind of tough one right there. But you go short right there, and then you play it down to some lows. In this case, you had some nice trend line liquidity kind of built up. So then you could play it down right to the bottom down here. But like I said, this one kind of dropped pretty far. So the risk reward's kind of off there. But I like to put it at the highs, but you see in this case, that risk reward wasn't that great to the lows down here. So that's kind of how I trade. Scamming isn't good, bro. I mean, if you think I'm scamming, that's fine. But if you think I'm scamming, just please leave. You know, you just make the vibes terrible here in the mornings, and the haters, they're just annoying. You're not helping anybody, right? If you think I'm scamming, then what are you doing to help anybody in here, right? I mean, I literally show proof every single live stream that I have tons and tons and tons of payouts. So like, whatever, bro. Let's go, Craig. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it, Kathleen. Heck yeah. Yeah, TJP, I swear, it's not a lie. You only trade prop firms? Yeah. I have a live account, but I don't like to trade it. Because if you have a blow up day on a live account, you lose all that money. If you have a blow up day on a prop firm, you only lose what you pay for it. Yep, I have a live account. A couple months ago, I ran 5K up to 20K and withdrew it. So people in the Discord saw that whole thing. But I don't like to trade live accounts, right? Because even though I still have blow up days. I'm not saying I'm some perfect trader. Like everybody's susceptible to having a blow up day. I don't care who you are. So like I would rather blow up on prop firms while there's the option and lose that, lose just what I paid for the account than losing real money, right? Yep, blow up days, tilt days, cyborg. Yep, that's the same thing. I tell you what, cyborg. Cyborg, I'll open the Discord and we'll let you come teach for just a minute. All right. Join up in the Discord. I'll turn the voice chat and you turn your camera on and we'll let you on here and teach your strategy for about 5 minutes. And we'll decide if you could be a better mentor than me. How does that sound? How does that sound, cyborg? All right. Join the Discord, and I'll turn the camera on and I'll turn my mic off and we'll let you teach your strategy in here for a few minutes. Look, this is what he says. This is his reply. Guys, this is his reply right here. This is his reply to that. No reply but that. He's probably 12 years old. Looking to short on ES once we make that 1 hour FVG. Shorts today? Yeah, I like shorts today. I like shorts. We got the new week opening gap, new day opening gap down here. So at some point, I think shorts down to this new week opening gap are going to be good, right? We swept previous day high up here, starting to roll over. So we'll see what the New York Open brings. Are we going to come back up and sweep these highs one more time, or on the New York Open are we just going to rip it right lower? That's kind of what I'm going to be watching. Bro, New York will pump. It might. We'll see. We will see. What prop firms? So I really like Lucid. Lucid is probably the top prop firm right now. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Lucid, Tradeify, and TopOne Futures are kind of my top three. You got Hypertix. They're really good. They're a new one on the block. So if you want some cheap accounts, Hypertix is really good. But the top three is probably Lucid, Tradeify, TopOne Futures. Lucid's soft launching daily payouts now. Tradeify already has daily payout options. So, yeah, Sasha, I just saw that. Daily payouts, dude. That's sweet. I love those daily payout accounts. When you get them over the buffer, there's nothing like having a daily payout account. Funded Elite, I don't really know much about them. Reasons for this trade. This is just an indicator trade. I like shorts better, but the indicator on the 1 minute time frame called out this long right here. So I like the shorts. But like I said, we had this 15-minute bearish gap, so it could come anywhere inside of this 15-minute bearish gap and then drop. So like, this is the reason why I'm favoring the shorts now. We got this new week opening gap down here. You got a 15-minute bearish gap sitting right here. So it could, you know, range around anywhere inside of this gap and then eventually fall off toward the bottom. But I can't really be bullish when we have this big 15-minute bearish gap sitting right here. So like, favoring the shorts kind of. The indicator is $69 and you get a 3-day free trial. What about the 4-hour and daily above? I mean, I trade on the 1 minute time frame, so the 4-hour and daily, I mean, they can be helpful, but you got to understand when you're trading on the 1 minute time frame, you could get stopped out 20 times by the time the 1 hour or the 4-hour play out. So you just got to understand that when you're trading. Don't get so caught up in the higher time frame gaps if you're trading on the 1 minute. Now, if you're trading on the 15-minute, then the 1 hour and 4-hour, yeah, but everybody's so caught up. What's your daily bias? What's your daily bias? And like, dude, you got to understand, like, I trade on the 1 minute time frame. Even if my daily bias is to the upside, you could catch so many good trades short on the 1 minute time frame before it finally goes up. Don't you think 4-hour tap into and then short manipulation on top? I mean, yeah, that could very well be the case, right? There is a 4-hour gap up there, but I'm also like, I'm just saying, like, you also have a 15-minute bearish gap in here, so don't get caught up in the longs when you're sitting right inside of a 15-minute bearish gap, right? I'm not going to be looking to long it up to that 4-hour gap when we're sitting right inside of a 15-minute bearish gap. Does that like make sense? Like, would it really make sense to be longing right now, to even if you think it's going to go to the 4-hour gap up here, right? Even if you think it's going to come up here to the 4-hour gap, does it make sense to long right now when we're inside of a 15-minute bearish gap? To me, no, it doesn't, right? It doesn't really make sense to me. Right, look, we're rejecting that bearish gap again. Every time we tap into this bearish gap, getting some rejections to the downside. Robus says, man, I need to take last low and I'll pass your eval. I mean, I think it'll take this low down here. The only problem is, where's your stop loss? Because I also think that it could range around anywhere inside of this area too. It could come up and retest anywhere up in here. And then you could get that drop back down. Or it could just drop from right here, right? That's the thing. You got a big 15-minute bearish gap. So when it's super big, it can range in that full area. It's a super, think about this like a super big area that it could discover. It could discover this whole gap. It could work its way all the way up to the top if it wants to. But as long as a 15-minute candle doesn't close above, it's not very, you know, it could still drop. We're trading NQ NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures, boom, it just took out that high there. That was the indicator's TP2. It just smacked it. Full TP up here at this high. So the indicator, it marks the liquidity levels out. It just took that high right there. That was TP2. The full TP, it's got it marked up here at this high. So let's see, we did just sweep that high. Is it going to drop back down, or is it going to continue up? How was that indicator of yours? I mean, it's, in my opinion, I am a little biased, but I think it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. I literally went through and tested all of the checklists. And so there was some things that are on the original IFVG checklist that actually do not help the trades, right? So I removed some of those. But I think it's pretty sweet, to be honest. You know, if you don't want to take a lot of trades, I think the best thing to run it on is series, auto, and stop loss placement. You can put it on close through. This will be, it'll give you a lower win rate but higher RR. So you can either put the stop loss at the full swing, or if it closes on the other side of the inversion, you can change the TP1. You know, I got it on at least half an RR right now, or it is half an RR is the TP1. You can move that up, down, and then move stop loss to break even. Contract risking, you can skip if the first liquidity is taken. That's pretty good. I like to turn that on. And that would be if you just want to take a couple of trades per day. Like right now it's 2 and 2, but on those settings. But if you want to take a lot, oh, you could also turn the FEG max age bars down to like 6. That's that V-shape, inversion. But I like to look at a lot of them. Requires Slade sauce. But a lot of options, dude. Like, I left a lot of options on it because I want you guys to be able to play around with the settings, and it has a built-in back tester up here. So I want you to be able to play around with the settings and find the best settings for you. Like, I went back and forth on if I want to make it really like super beginner, newbie friendly and just only have like 2 or 3 options. But I also want, you know, you to be able to play around, and I want to find the best possible settings for this thing. So I left a lot of customization on it. What's up, Linux? Trader Mom, yeah, you can get a 3-day free trial on it. I think it's a short. Yeah, I like the shorts. Like I've been saying, I like the shorts, right? I do like the short. So if your setup is presenting a short setup, I'm with you. I like the shorts. I've been saying it. You got this 15-minute bearish gap right here. Any rejection in there, I think, could drop it down, right? We got a new week opening gap lower. That's a really good target. Santi, what's up? Did you put your TradingView username in there? You got to put your TradingView username, then you come up here and it'll be under invite only. So once you add your TradingView username, you click invite only, and that's where the indicator will be sitting. But yeah, I'll message you after the stream. I'm about to get off, guys. I gotta get rolling. About to trade with the Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, go ahead and join it. Free Discord, and make sure you're using code SLADE. Lucid's crazy, got daily payouts now. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Like I said, I do like the shorts down to the new week opening gap. 15-minute bearish gap. I like the shorts down. So if you see your setup, I'm with you. But I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you.